Hey, greetings and welcome to the Saturday night video edition of Real Stuff, Real Change. I am Ryan Grubb, and it's a beautiful night here in Charlottesville. We have a fantastic sunset there in the back, as you can see. Gorgeous sunset. I'm sitting here on my back porch. We have about 4.5 acres back here. It's kind of cool. You can come back here and sit, meditate, and ponder just life anytime you want. Really, it's kind of cool. So, hope you guys are doing great tonight, and I hope you've had a fantastic Saturday doing whatever you were doing. I'm sure you were doing all the things that you usually can't get done when you're at work from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, because it's just what it is, right? You just have to get it done. You gotta get the cars fixed and clean the house and all those good things. So anyway, just a few minutes I just wanted to share with you. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to spend with us here at Real Stuff, Real Change. If you're not familiar with Real Stuff, Real Change, we are an organization that trains and educates people, individuals, groups, anyone that's interested in reducing stress-related concepts and is interested in creating a place of contentment within themselves, within their organizations, within their churches, their nonprofits, for-profits, whatever it might be. It might be for their employees or it might be for their own clients. But that's kind of what we do, and we're all about making life abundantly healthy and creating something that's better than what we normally think. And so tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about a topic that I believe is a huge problem in our understanding of the emotional intelligence world. Being still and just not having anything imperative or accomplishing or results or schedule or calendar based time where you just do nothing. And so why would that have anything to do with being emotionally intelligent? What does that have to do with making myself more aware and more profound in the ideas of emotional intelligence, emotional health, and wellness when it comes to being what I need to be in my life? Well, let's just think about how busy we are as a society. And even living out here in Charlottesville, where the pace is a little bit slower, the busyness still exists. I mean, it doesn't disappear. There's still a busy pace to life. And what I mean by that is I just want you to think about your week that just went by. And I want you to think about all the things that you had to do. And I want you to think about all the errands you had to run and all the events you had to go to and all the karate activities you had to do and the basketball practices and soccer practices and voice lessons and then taking care of your bills and getting your cleaning from the cleaners and going to the doctor, whatever else it might be. I mean, I'm overwhelmed thinking about how busy you were, and I'm not even you. And so I want you to think about it though, and I want you to think about each day, and I want you to think about how much time you took, if any, to just sit. Just to sit. And take a minute to recall it. Because it shouldn't take you that long, because it's probably a pretty small amount of time, if you are honest, that you really sat and didn't think in your mind what was the next objective, what was the next result or goal that you had to reach. So let me ask you this. I would imagine that maybe on average, those that are watching this video maybe spent 5 minutes at the most doing absolutely nothing. Now, I'm talking about the average. I'm not talking about the energetic, meditative people that are watching this show, or the people that decided, hey, you know what, I need to slow down and I'm going to take a half a day off or whatever. But I'm talking about the average. Probably about 5 minutes. And I would imagine it would probably happen in the morning before you started your day, before you went downstairs and got dressed and started getting ready to go to your office or wherever you had to go, to the airport. Or it was at night before you went to bed. And maybe that time you spent was just kind of in bed with your wife, or you were sitting in a chair for a minute, and you're probably, I would guess, probably thinking about the next day of things you had to do. Now, I'm not a mind reader, and I don't play one on TV. But what I do know is the brain without rest stays very, very busy. And here's what I mean by that. You can actually do absolutely nothing and sit still and still be busy. And you're probably going, what in the world do you mean? What I mean is inside of your brain, inside of the limbic and the prefrontal cortex and all the little parts that keep you safe, or they organize, they are organizing things for you for the next step. And so if that is the case, ask yourself if you really are even taking 5 minutes to rest your brain. Think about the statistics of people that are sick in our country. Think about the people that go to hospitals on a regular basis. Think about the medication that is bought on a regular basis. Think about all the different ways people are trying to solve their problems. They're trying to solve them through acupuncture. They're trying to solve them through medical science and lasers and all kinds of things. And there's nothing wrong with some of those things. Some of those things are very naturopathic. Some of those things are very helpful. However, just like your busy schedule, we kind of chase our lives through our calendars. And without putting the calendar down for 10, 15 minutes a day, the idea that you will be healthy and happy from an emotional, physical, spiritual, or mental perspective when you are older is far and few between. So for me, I had to make a decision, and that decision came on the idea that if I didn't stop letting my calendar control the outcome of my life, I would end up sick. And as a matter of fact, up until about 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, a year ago, I was really on a fast track to illness and sickness and probably death. I was gaining weight. I was completely sitting still. I never sat still. I thought activity meant that I was being healthy, and that is a bold-faced lie. That is a representation of deception. And until I decided that I was going to train myself and give myself the ability to sit down and not move and not do anything, and that meant anything, that meant sit still, then that is when the light bulb would go off. And it did. Now, I want to give you a couple just basic techniques, basic things you can do that don't take any more than 5 minutes. And you don't have to sign up for a big meditation class, or you don't have to do mindfulness training, or you don't have to become this guru in like wherever you go, there you are. There's a book about that. It's a good book, by the way. You don't have to become this scientific, intellect guy who's like, I am going to be the next mindfulness genius. I'm going to sit still for the rest of my life. Don't do that, because you actually got to do stuff. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to find a place at your house. It might be in your closet. It might be on your front porch. It might be in the woods. It could be somewhere near your office. It could be, I don't know where it is. I live near the Shenandoah Valley. I got all kinds of little places I can go. And it might just be somewhere where you just is you and whoever you believe is the creator. I believe it's God himself. He's the creator of the universe. And so I'm going to go hang out with this dude, and I'm going to sit still, and I'm going to do absolutely nothing. And I want you to do it for 5 minutes. And when you're done, I want you to write down how you felt. I don't care if you felt itchy or you felt scratchy or you felt frustrated or maybe you felt great. Maybe you were like, wow, man, I'm feeling like I'm the man or I'm the woman. Write it down. And every day for a week, do that. And watch what happens as you consistently do that time. And then go back and review it and look at it and ask yourself what it is. That really is one of the first steps, the first primary steps to emotional intelligence and being in touch with the fact that if you're not still at all, how do you expect your brain to shift patterns that have been internally programmed in you for 30, 40, 50 years? It's really almost an impossible feat. So go ahead and try that. Check out my website, www.realstuffrealchange. My wife and I have made some tweaks to the website. We're making sure that we're really working on the educational and training aspects of emotional intelligence and behavioral transformation. We're working with some people here locally in Charlottesville to optimize health with peak performance. We're also doing some things with churches. We're trying to integrate some emotional intelligence into the idea of spirit because it is a misconcept. So go ahead and check out my website. Go check the Facebook page out. We got a lot of videos that are coming out. We're getting a video done every week. And we're excited because what we're going to do is we're going to bring the message of EI, which Daniel Goleman and all these guys have done a great job, but we're going to bring it from our perspective. We're going to bring it from our own experiences, which I believe can really build the credibility of this subject called emotional intelligence. Try and be still tomorrow. See if you can do it for 5 minutes. Talk soon. If you need me, message me, email me, call me, do whatever, reach out, touch someone, do it. All right? Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm excited. March Madness is about to start. I'm fired up. I'm a basketball fan. I'm a Gonzaga alumni. Go Bulldogs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The West Coast, baby. All right. Peace.